Have you ever forgotten a word that's right on the tip of your tongue? You close your eyes, clench your fist, force your brain to remember, but the harder you try, the blanker it gets. Then hours later, when you are not even thinking about it, boom, the word just pops into your head. Or have you experienced a situation where you put a lot of efforts to save a relationship with someone, but the harder you try, the relationship gets deteriorated? It's because of the law of reversed efforts. In our life, if we try harder to do something, the less likely we are to succeed, especially if the efforts come from anxiety or desperation. Okay, let's take a dive into the detailed explanation. The idea of law of reversed effort was first introduced by British author and philosopher Aldous Huxley. According to him, in some areas of our life, the harder we try, the harder we fall. There is something called paradox of conscious will. When we consciously try too hard to do something or to get something, we inadvertently activate counterproductive mental processes, and that create tension which disrupts our desired outcome. Overthinking, over-controlling, obsessively trying something causes mental resistance. Along with that, the role of our subconscious mind in this particular law is very significant because more than 90% of the daily tasks, especially those requiring creativity, relaxation, natural processes like sleep, are better facilitated by the subconscious mind. But when we try too hard to get something or to achieve something forcefully with our conscious will, it creates a negative impact on the performance of our subconscious mind, and that ultimately turns out to be counterproductive. I think you can relate this example. The harder you try to fall asleep, the more awake you become. Or even situations like this are very common, where an author tries to think about a plot but nothing comes to his mind, even after putting a lot of efforts. But all of a sudden, when he is engaged in some other activities, a noble idea pops up in his mind. Now let's talk about how to solve these problems in our life, because I think discussing about a problem without exploring its solution is absolutely useless. The first solution is paradoxical intention, given by psychologist Dr. Viktor Frankl, who has written the famous book Man's Search for Meaning. Dr. Frankl says, instead of trying to avoid something like fear, anxiety, insomnia, intentionally move towards it. By doing so, anxiety around it decreases and the problem often disappears. Suppose it's late night, you are lying on your bed but you are struggling to fall asleep. Instead of saying I must fall asleep or I will be tired tomorrow, say something like this: tonight I will try my best to stay awake as long as I can. If you try this method, the pressure disappears and stress gets released and you fall asleep naturally. Even in case of happiness in our life, we must focus on natural flow, rather than chasing it insanely or trying to bring it forcefully. Here Dr. Frankl adds something very special. He says, happiness can't be pursued, it must be ensued. The more you chase happiness, the more it slips away. But if you live with purpose and meaning, happiness shows up as a byproduct. The next solution is shift your focus from forcing to flowing and focus on the process, not on the outcome. If you are preparing for an interview, rather than focusing on your end results and getting stressed, enjoy the process or the steps you go through. Practice your answers, learn about body language, improve your posture, enhance your communication. When you focus on your efforts with calm detachment, your natural abilities rise to the surface. The next solution is use the let go pause to release tension. Famous scientist Straton's had been working laboriously for a long time to arrange the 6 carbon and 6 hydrogen atoms of the benzene formula, and he was constantly perplexed and unable to solve the matter. He was tired and exhausted and almost gave up hope. One day he was about to board a London bus, and suddenly he got a flash in his mind and saw a snake was biting its own tail and turning around like a pinwheel. And that is how chemistry got the benzene structure. Whenever you feel stuck in life, take a pause. Don't force yourself. Suppose you are trying to solve a problem, but nothing sounds right. Instead of staring at the screen for a long time, step away. Go for a walk, take a shower, or just sit in silence for 5 minutes. Your subconscious mind often finds the answer when your conscious mind stops forcing it. The next solution is give space, not pressure. Suppose you have texted someone or someone you care about, but she is not replying, she is constantly ignoring you. You feel urged to double text, overthink, or prove your self-worth, but ultimately the situation gets out of control. In this moment, don't try to control the situation by putting a lot of efforts and pressure on the person on the other side. Believe me, it will make the situation worse. So, what should you do in this moment? Take a pause, breathe deeply, and let go. Focus on your own life, your work, your growth, and your mental peace. Don't invest your energy in something that is totally out of your control. And remember one thing, the healthiest relationships thrive on freedom, not force. When love comes from wholeness, not neediness, it becomes magnetic. Letting go of control makes space for genuine connections to grow. Please remember, the harder you try to grip control, the more life slips through your fingers. If you want butterfly, don't chase it. You stay still and let it land on your shoulder. Some doors only open when you stop knocking and simply wait outside. Okay, now let's clarify a confusion. Does this law say no to take action? The law never says you should not take action. It talks about a balance between action and inaction. Law of reversed effort is not talking about being lazy. It's about recognizing when conscious effort can be counterproductive and learning to balance it with letting go and allowing the subconscious mind to work. Inaction is simply a failure to take any action towards your goal, which usually leads to lack of progress or failure. On the other hand, law of reversed effort describes the phenomenon where the more effort one puts into achieving a goal, the less likely he is to succeed, particularly when things require letting go. It suggests that surrendering to the process, trusting your subconscious, or finding a more relaxed approach can lead to better results. It's never ever suggesting inaction at all.